Hello and welcome to a very, very quick emergency podcast recording of The Boy and the Bear. Scotty, Rangers are out of the Champions League. Take it away.
Before this game, I had a quiet confidence based on the first leg. I thought we'd actually played okay, and you're sitting there, it's going to be a tough night given the deficiencies in the squad, but you thought based on the first leg and the game against Motherwell, we actually looked fairly decent. You're thinking, right, okay, this is the game to build on that. This is the game to get the confidence up and really start to build momentum. And then you see the starting lineup and you're just thinking, here we go again. And it's deja vu, Groundhog Day. And I know we've had a couple of knocks and injuries and stuff, but Tom Lawrence again just keeps starting. And and I mentioned on the episode that he's one of the guys that's just like Carlton Adidas cement shoes. I mean, guy can't run, but yet we're persistent playing him as a number 10, and we're just leaving so many gaps in our midfield, So that was a concern going into the game. And obviously Vaclav Cherny not starting was a big disappointment as well. You're thinking he looked brilliant against Motherwell and played 55 minutes, and you're thinking, right, now's to get 60 minutes in your legs, get 65 minutes in your legs, and then bring on McCausland as an impact. But, the manager brought him on, it was kind of too late. To be fair, he did okay, but I just think he would have maybe been a bit better from the start. So, yeah, it was frustrating from that, and then obviously the game itself, I don't know where to begin, because I'm drained with it. I know this squad probably in the grand scheme of things isn't a Champions League quality squad. We all know that, but it was more from the point of view of the money on the table, really.
It was a high stakes game. I guess let's start from the start. First half, my opinion, what you disagreed with, was I thought you started the game well, but there wasn't a sit or miss. There wasn't a clear-cut chance created. And I just think, although you were the better team and you're playing well, if you're at home and you've got the fans behind you, you've got, it's that old cliche, you've got to score one. Or you've got to create a good chance. But although you looked bright, I still don't think there was enough there to...
Yeah. No, I don't know if I just disagreed with you in the moment, because I was very, very annoyed. But, you're right. We played really well in a sense that we limited them to... I don't even think Jack Burton was troubled at all first half, apart from maybe the odd wee moment. But I thought we played really well, controlled the game. But it's that problem we've had all pre-season, all since the tail end of last season. Not enough firepower, not enough creativity in the team to go and carve teams open and score, create chances. And Dessers again was okay, but wasn't as good as he was in the first leg. Wasn't as good as he was at Motherwell. And you don't know if it's because he's played 90 minutes the last, four games so far this season, and plus 290s in the friendlies we've had. So he's obviously maybe a bit fatigued, and that's maybe what's played into his performance. But again, you're just like, we don't have enough creativity. And then you look at the bench, and it doesn't fill you with confidence either. And
so getting to half time, there was subs made at half time. Was it?
So McCausland came off for Cherny, which okay, yep. Not got an issue with that one. More experienced player coming on for a younger player, but I think obviously hefty picked up a yellow card first half, and he was okay. He wasn't as good as he was in
a bit of a hefty tackle.
Yeah, I mean, he just laid one on him. I mean, fair dues,
first one's a booking, isn't it?
Yeah, no disagreement with the booking on that one. I just think obviously he's a young player. He's wanting to make an impression. He's wanting to get after it, which is great. Which is the attributes that you want to have in a player. But again, it's maybe just temper that a wee bit. Given that the game is on the knife edge, and
which leads us on to his.
Would have been maybe better to take him off and keep McCausland on.
Yep.
Just because he wasn't carded, and what European teams are going to be like. They're going to target players on cards. So, but yeah.
The second yellow.
Oh my God, where do you start? Honestly, what a disgrace of a decision. I mean, how he's looked at that and thought, "Oh, that's a second booking." Now I know Yefty had maybe made a few fouls before that, but that one's not even a foul.
No.
He's clearing away, jumped ahead of the boy, miles in front, anticipated it really well, got up early to head it down to Dessers or whoever's in the box. The boy's arms are at the side. There's nothing he's done wrong there, and the referee's just bought the play acting, and that was just, I think that was just such a sucker punch, and I think it just killed any momentum that we actually we're building, or it kind of derailed any chance it would have of snatching a winner.
Mate, I'm a Celtic fan, obviously.
Really, we never guessed.
I take any opportunity to wind you up, and disagree with you with most things when it comes to our teams.
Yep. Standard.
It's a disgraceful decision.
Oh, it's appalling, mate.
All he's done is jumped.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Sometimes you can give a referee the benefit of the doubt and say, "Oh, maybe he different angle." I don't think there's no angle in the world that made that looks like a foul. And if that was Celtic, I'd be absolutely fuming.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, mediator Stephen's not here. He trusts us enough to crack on with a quick emergency podcast ourselves, but he did want this said. So I'll get your thoughts on this in a second.
Yep.
So he says, I think that whilst the decisions season in and season out against Scottish teams are wrong, for example, last night's decision or Celtic last season, I do think there's an air of naivety with Scottish teams playing in Europe compared to how these European teams approach the game in relation to time wasting, getting inside a referee's head, or just general antics. Yep. At some point, Scottish teams need to realise that we will continue to be on the wrong side of bad decisions until we wise up a little bit. What do you think of that?
I do agree to an extent that there is the dark arts side of the game that Scottish clubs do need to get better at, and maybe getting in the ref's ear or just playing for fouls and doing what. But I just can't get over play acting. It's just something that I'm just like, why? There's no need for it. And
you were fine with Fabio Silva doing it against Celtic
no,
last season.
I really wasn't, mate. I told you we had that discussion. That boy was just. It was like, remember Umar Sadiq a few years ago?
Yeah.
Against Aberdeen, clear on goal and then dives, and you're like, what are you doing? Like, it's like there's just no need for it in the game. And I understand that there's elements that European teams have, but surely the referees are wise to play acting and
not in Europe.
No, but to caveat to that, I just think, see if you're a referee in the Champions League, regardless if it's a qualifier or a group stage, you need to be the best in your league. You shouldn't be someone that's mediocre. Do you mean you can't have a mediocre ref in such a pivotal, important game for both clubs? And I just think the ref chucked it. And obviously I'm not saying we would have gone on to beat Salzburg or anything or get through, but I just think that really changed the tie last night with his decision. And
definitely changed the game. I still could have seen it being cagey and going to penalties or something. Yeah. It definitely had an impact. I think I agree with what Steve is saying, but I don't think what happened last night, I don't think what Hefty did was naive. He just jumped.
Yeah.
I think it's rather than it's a naivety from a Scot. I suppose Steve would say maybe the first yellow is naive, which it is, But I think last night is mainly down to chronic refereeing rather than naivety.
Yeah,
but
and
the 2 goals go in after quick succession.
Yeah,
the second one's probably more of a sickener for you because at 1-0 you can always nick a wee chance or something. But
and
we did off completely, didn't you?
We did that in the first round. We nicked that in the last minute, which was great. But I think it was a bit baffling because I don't know who made the decision, and all of a sudden after the first goal, Robin Propper's up front. He's propped up front. I'm a bit like, right, we've still got like 15 minutes here on. Let's just try and be compact a little bit and then get an opportunity. And so I was a bit baffled at that. And then obviously, like, they're trying to push to get back to the game, and then we're already a man down, so there's already space, and our other centre halves up the top of the park. We've now got just so much space for them to counter us, and that's what happened.
It reminded me of Celtic versus Cluj a few years ago, where you just the late. I don't think we even had a man sent off, but the the late switch off, and then the Copenhagen game in the knockout stages, the Europa League, where we just switched off late as well. It's pretty sickening. But we need to wrap this up. But I thought I'd end it by asking you. I mean, we know how much is on the line financially with this. Where are you? Where's your mind at now in terms of looking forward to? Are you in the camp of Rangers fans that are saying, no, this really is a disaster and there's a lot of apathy? There wasn't even a full crowd there last night.
No.
Or are you more thinking, okay, Europa League, it's competition we've done well in. Back the boards, back Clement, a few signings in, and we can have a run in Europe and push Celtic. Where it's a damaging result, but where are you leaning after it?
I'm leaning to the Europa League, try to be positive, trying to get some sense of calm in the situation, because it's not. Clement is to blame with certain situations last night with some of the substitutions and and the timings of the subs and stuff, but the overall underlying factor is that this squad has been brutally mismanaged for the last 3-4 seasons. The transfer windows, it's like Gerrard came out after the title and said, we need a wee bit more quality to take us to the next level. He wasn't asking for as much as money as Beale got, but he was asking for a wee bit more to strengthen the midfield. What do? We did what you guys do. Penny pinch, go for the cheap signs, and then
it's one thing we've got in common at the moment.
Yeah. They went after and the penny pinch, got a couple of free transfers, and just like Bugani, Zungu, and didn't work out, or Fashion Sakala, John Lundstrom had moments where they were good,
Zungu
but
was even a thing.
Yeah, but do you mean it's like we've got Bakuna and the Geo, and that was and he wasn't even supposed to be a Rangers. It was just like, oh, here's a name, and then Ross Wilson's, I know a contact, I'll go and get him. And it's like those kind of signs that have led to us being in this position. We've not strengthened in the right. We've paid guys too much money to sit on the bench and be happy collecting high wages. You look at Todd Cantwell sent at home last night, could have made a difference for us, but he's sitting there on 20,000 a week.
Danilo and Hadji and Cantwell, completely not featured.
And Danilo's there, and you're hearing the manager, oh, he's coming back, and he's coming back from injury, but the guy needs games to build his fitness. And I just think last night Dessers has ran his race quite early on. It was quite obvious that he just wasn't as effective as he was in the first leg. So I think that was the time to bring your other striker on.
Backup striker?
Danilo, and then we've got the young lad Hamza Igaman, and everyone's losing their shit over Hamza Igaman about signing him. We bought him for 1.8 million or something, right? He's a 20-year-old Moroccan striker. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, he might not be fit, he might not be ready now, but it's for the future, and this is where we've gone wrong. We've not done enough forward planning in certain windows. It just so happens to be that we've signed 4 of them in this window, and they've had to come in and try to make an immediate impact because the squad is so bad. And I just think it's like everyone's just looking to blame the first thing they can see, and it's Hamza Igaman, it's Ross McCausland, because Hamza Igaman hasn't been seen. Ross McCausland's a young guy, and everyone's like, he's shit. He's 20-year-old. Do you know what I mean? 21 years old, and he's just making his...
Played a lot of games as well.
Yeah, and he's in a short career. He only made his senior debut last year. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, we need to help these guys rather than just blame them all. It's, I'm looking at more of the senior professionals in that team that have let us down. I'm looking at the board for pissing money up against the wall. Failed recruitment. You know yourself, you've had a few windows where it's like you're signing players and they're just shit, and it's only because you've got a good...
Well, the only difference is we've had the odd massive success story, and we actually do tend to sell players at the
right moment.
At the right moment. But it's a long answer to a simple question, which I think you're maybe looking a wee bit negative. Just to finish up, Scotty.
Yep.
Going to go.
Try to be positive.
Going to go through the lineup from last night. I just want to say keep or sell. Right.
Okay.
Butland.
Keep.
Tavernier.
Sell.
Suter.
Sell.
Proper.
Keep. It's just in the door.
Yilmaz.
Keep.
Barron.
Keep.
Diamandi.
Keep.
McCausland.
Keep.
Lawrence.
Sell.
Hefty.
Keep.
Dessers.
Sell.
Matondo.
Sell. Fire sale.
Czerny.
Keep.
Sterling.
Keep.
Davies.
I'll drive him to the airport myself. Sell.
Probably about 50-50. That's probably a good indication of where you're at. But you know, Celtic fans' perspective, absolutely wonderful night.
Oh, I'm sure it was. I'm sure. I saw fireworks coming off from your general direction, so I thought that's maybe you on your roof.
I was sending you a signal.
It's the bat signal.
Financial bridge will continue to grow. Not that Celtic are going to spend any of that money, but it exists. And
but it's there if you wanted. You know, if just say for example, if we start for some miraculous turn of events and we start actually performing come January, you can go out and spend a wee bit.
I'll believe it when I see it, mate. But
no, me too. But
we better wrap this up.
Yeah, no.
We'll explore this more in the next episode.
Yep.
You know where to find us at BoyBearPod on Instagram. All our episodes are now on YouTube. Steve will be back next time to keep the peace, even though I think it's probably been a bit more peaceful.
Yeah, I'm just so emotional.
I've not even got it in me to wind you up. It's like kick a bear while he's down.
I don't even have it in me to react. I'll just crumble to the floor, you know. So, but yeah, no, it was a hard night, and I think we're in for a long season, to be honest. So, yeah,
happy days from my point of view.
Yeah,
hail.
Follow.
Really?
No.
Speak soon, mate.
See you soon, mate. Cheers. Bye.